more for murder, the prince of Persia. A stitch of murder, the war observer. Saw him lynch a herder, blood rent from a lurker. Took a risk when he heard her. Her neck in his grip, then he jerked her. Whispered begging prayers, then let her go down the stairs. Curtains blew everywhere, he hurried through the night air. Lights flared from the watchtower. Search team with rock wallers, kings that got power. For queens that drop flowers, screams grow a lot louder. He schemes as the fox prowler. Caught him on the trail, lit the veil, tried to repel. It didn't go well, they both fell. Grabbed his coattail as the moon swelled in the open sky. The ocean is eyes saw blue whales. From mountain high, the falcon glide above the island tribes and corpse. Smelled as a finger prize from off his claw. He fell to his own demise for all his losses. Hell has stones inside. His flesh and bones collected by the tides. Sand wet with foam, bubbles till it dry. The morning comes, the skies lift the sun. It's the earth kingdom, full 360 is fun. Prince amongst the living ones, children will run. Sit down and listen stun how his mission was won. He said the night before I had dreams of being betrayed by the God. They consulted on the plan, I prayed on it hard. My day I cannot rest, my night there is no peace. I spoke to nobles, the wise men, and the holy priests. They told me it was grief, showed me to my sleep. I slowly went in deep. They had fought on beasts, awakened with torn sheets. Wrestled with devils and leveled his armies. He called me, it was free. Too tense to speak, I turned the other cheek. After I murdered his elite, I'm the Canaanite king with Babylonian wing. My battle's holy supreme. Arrows are loaded on your team. As I swing the axe, all our kings are black. I'm the murderer and murderer. All bow and worship us. No book can interpret us. We're before night. We are pure light. We absorb sight. We the tallest height. We are called the brightest for social culture. As the day falls to its closure, like a retrograde turning off its motor. And the earth's shadow is in full exposure. 200,000 rays of light, slightly beige, white, silver. Dark grays overtake the third boulder. The land of kings and gods in the heavens are now lower. Talk to breeze. Four fortress, they ride on horses. Guild soldiers, the greed of man, the seed of damn. For we are the I am. Back when Africa was a tropical rainforest. The Tyrannosaurus, the planet's purest. Went from combat with hands to swordmen. The cannons for warring. Check the canyons for drawing. Spamming made the land of porous. Unknown forces. The first books was just talking. And man found a way to record it. In ancient Samaria, they found records of schools and mortgage. Tools they used for schools and soaring. Back when the natives first saw New Orleans.
Hold on, y'all. Let me see what's going on.
With the pill, you will make you stronger and hateful, or stronger and grateful, and stronger and thankful that it wasn't too painful and hurtful. It hurt till it's dangerous, but I was so famous, carrying around bangers, robbing you, listening to 36 chambers. Mom's cried by Raven. Stay strong, baby. Pre-trial, looking at the DA crazy. No jury, judge me. Fuck you, baby. I even got family who don't trust me lately. I was late night shaking, early morning waking, midday drinking, quicksand sinking.
Shout out to my homie Vodka.
Kobe was the Lakers. I was on the breakup,
Phil.
drinking cocaine up, burning the block down, trying to get my change up, watching for the fastball, swinging at the change up. Babe Ruth moves when I point the bat aim up. 4C and homers, 450 feet. Everything I do is booming. But when the skies fall and it gets darker outside and you're trying to get the ball but Tony Parker's out there and you find yourself in a joint when it all is a blur and the last thing you heard was them yelling world star and I was high off the life and the fins and the fur and like a San Antonio spur and we was scared like a Ginobili spin and then it got weird and I was like homie on them shooting from anywhere, looking from anywhere, pulling up anywhere on the block with a beer and courtside next to Cher, next to Jack Nicholson's chair, drinking champagne with a flare. I run through life like a China, However you turn it, I'ma be there for you. Like if this was Channel 12, I'd be a cameraman for you. When your old head 57 friends said put on you. But when I was 29, it was a gamble for me. It wasn't like 17 when life ran up on me. Or 3 when I was spoiled. Or 6 learned my importance. Or 10 that I was Jordan before I started recording. Before fans falling. Before all that my daughters. Before I alcoholic. Before cutting the corners. Before all of them horrors. Yeah, man. It was horrible. Something you ain't want to live. It was horrid. It was dying. Going to jail forever. It wasn't all good. Nobody was your friend out here. When it got hard, it was everything for yourself. You smoking, you know what I mean? I was copping wacky then. Ports was my oxygen. Beer was my hydrogen. And I was cool as nitrogen. Demons, I was fighting them. Full moon following. Werewolves howling. Dogs barking and growling. Tooth was really wild, and then prison had to calm him down. Hawk had the green sea bring the top full down. I was getting helped up. Niggas tried to hold me down. Killer and Strong got shot. Nobody ran their mouth. I went to Cool Crib to make sure he cooled out. Jammed him in his bitch. I should have killed him, but I cooled out. Too many kids from school out that was old enough to testify and tell them how I moved out. Jury think it's electrifying. They was transforming back then. They was Decepticon. I was trying to get in where I fit in. They was petrified. I was trying to drop bombs on them. Lebanon, crime on my mind, drugs in my body, victory in my system, ducking the Illuminati, bus pass bull aiming at a Bugatti. I kicked it, karate, folded them, Pilates, me, OZ, 2, free hockey. Rest in peace, Beasley. Rest in peace, Calvin. I was trying to school him to the game, but the booth challenged it. I was the Flake Gate then, Bill Belichick. I was taking down their body and never put it back. I was in the Burger King Cognac, drinking cognac. Taught me how to switch the Hindi, get with all that. Rest in peace, Cole. Running the bars is all that. Charging 50 cents for the chip to get the quarterback. I was trying to get the quarterback running like Warren Sapp. But I was Tony Dorsett running 99. The power 99 wasn't looking for a chip. Check.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. First and foremost, I give all praise and honor to Yahweh, the supreme, eternal, powerful one of our forefathers, Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, those striving for righteousness' sake. I say unto the family, Shalom Aleichem. It's definitely an honor and a privilege to be here, Yisrael. So let's talk about it. I see y'all coming up in here. Let's talk about it. It's been a minute since I've been on. I've just been, keeping things held down to the best of my ability over here in Africa, doing our thing. Shout out to all Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationals worldwide. So let's get to it. Kidnapping, arson, and trafficking charges dropped against Diddy. What does this mean? What does this mean for Black America, so to say? Now, I've been watching everything that's been going on, and there's a lot of unanswered questions. Many unanswered questions, right? Now, we know that P. Diddy is a freak. We know that. Cold Creek weirdo dude, right? Okay. When you look at the trafficking charges, them trafficking charges was under the Mann Act that was created by the late boxing legend Jack Johnson, roughly around 1911, somewhere around there. And he paraded with his wife, who was a white woman, and many of her girlfriends would tag along, and they would travel around the country and all over the world. So, the devil, for what he is and will always be, created a law that was racist in its inception to stop, quote unquote, foundational Black American men, or African American men, so-called anyway, the Judite men from sleeping with these Euro Gentile or Goan women. So, to make a long story short, it has been deemed, as unconstitutional. So, this, I don't know if y'all remember, was brought out before with P. Diddy's former lawyer, the black dude. And he put in that motion challenging that. Notice they dropped that. Now, you got to understand what they dropped. The kidnapping and arson, right? And the sex trafficking, right? That was under state. But what a lot of people don't understand about the feds, yes, they're federal, but they can also bring state charges within the federal indictment, which aligns with certain federal laws that, like, clogging the hole, so to say. They can do that. Now, y'all got to peep what's going on here. The kidnapping, the arson in this, because remember they tried to say he blew up Kid Cudi car and all that. They couldn't prove that. They couldn't prove the attempted kidnapping. They couldn't prove the trafficking and all that, right? So these were charges that the state put on them, but the federal indictment under RICO, it was being used. So they dropped all that. So the state has no power no more. It's the feds. Now, is this good or bad? It's good for P. Diddy. Well, let me tell you why. If you look at these charges, remember originally the charges of trafficking, that was all under the Mann Act, okay? But the whole point is, by it not being under state any longer, it's strictly federal. We all heard President Donald Trump announce that if basically P. Diddy is found guilty, he's going to pardon him. Now, under federal law, a president of the United States can pardon you. Under state, he can't pardon you because each state is under its own sovereignty. Okay? So by them, getting rid of any state power, if they find Puff guilty, he gonna be pardoned immediately. That's what Donald Trump said. So the state has no power. But let's peep it though. Attempted kidnapping. Now, I wanna, give my condolences to any victims that were real victims in this situation here. But there are many problems in this case. And to me, this is a modern humiliation lynching of a so-called black man in the image of black America. Y'all got to see what's going on here, regardless if y'all like it or not. Y'all may not like the man, but isn't the law the law? Now, I watched 31 days of this shit, okay? And what I'm saying by watching it, I didn't see any victims. Now, what they did was they put up a video of Puff Daddy beating on Cassie. I don't condone no man putting their hands on a woman. But P. Diddy is not being charged for domestic violence. He's being charged with these charges under RICO conspiracy. Now, one of the problems with RICO is if you're talking RICO, you're talking about organized crime. Now, my question would be, where's the organization at? There wasn't no witnesses, which was very smart for P. Diddy. Very smart. See, the ones that know. Meaning like those that were involved in the state or the federal penal system. We know, you understand what I'm saying, how this shit is moving. Anybody that's on trial, especially for some offenses of this nature, you never testify. You never, because you can incriminate yourself. Now, the burden is on the United States government. Do y'all understand who's against P. Diddy when you talking about the feds? It's the United States government, right? Versus Sean Puff Daddy or P. Diddy Combs. It's just that simple. And it's all predicated from what I'm seeing, humiliation. These alleged victims, like, we gotta stop with this shit, yo. These alleged victims were literal participants, man. They got texts of Cassie communicating with P. Diddy while she was married with P. Diddy's trainer. They got explicit texts of her asking to be urinated on, man. Y'all gotta stop playing as if these people were victims. We're all sitting here watching, and again, we're not saying that P. Diddy's not a weirdo, a pervert, because he is. But if you're going to deal with the law under RICO conspiracy, let's deal with it. From where it's being shown and presented, P. Diddy did not commit a crime. He didn't commit a crime. Now, he committed a crime earlier, before this indictment, when it comes to Cassie being beat up. But you know what's funny about all that, y'all? If he gave her $30 million hush-hush money under the silver suit, why are they bringing that up in the federal indictment? You can't do that. This is why I'm saying this situation is very sticky, and we got to understand who they actually attacking. Yes, objectively, they're attacking Sean Diddy or Puffy Combs, but subjectively, the nation of Israel. First, the so-called black man. This demonization of the black man as a sexual, high-ranking deviant, so to say. They say, you want to act like you want to expose us? We're going to self-humiliate you in front of everyone and tell the people what you like. Okay, let's deal with the facts, y'all. The thousand bottles of baby oil. What happened to the spiked baby oil that they were saying that it was drugged? Come to find out, it wasn't drugged. That was a lie. What about the children? They said that he molested some 9-year-old boy. He did all this with these kids. Where are these kids at? Where are these children at that you said that this man did something to them? They had the first they publicly humiliated him and created what was called public opinion. Because 9 times out of 10 in today's time, based on public opinion, that can also kill your case, because first they kill your reputation. Remember, they let him walk on the street. He was walking while they was building up the case. Remember, the Homeland Security ran up in this. Y'all gotta understand why they really ran up in that crib. They ran up in that crib because P. Diddy had shit on government officials that was running that year for their seats of power. So they had to demonize the man in front. And again, I'm not saying that this man is a good man. No, he's a deviant. But if you're talking about dealing in a crime, he did not commit a crime. These were willing participants. They were willing. How is this woman, Cassie, texting P. Diddy asking him to urinate on her? Everything was consensual. Everything. They did not prove. That's why they had to drop that kidnapping and that sex trafficking. They had to drop that shit. This was a public humiliation. This ain't have nothing to do with, come on, man. If you talking RICO conspiracy, where the other criminals? You're talking about organized crime, an organization. Which show that they was involved. Meaning the workers that work for Diddy, they never show anything. You charging a man under RICO, but you're not proving that he had a criminal enterprise. This is dumb, y'all. This is dumb. Y'all sat up here and ran with the white man. Yes, he's a deviant. But what they're charging him with, it doesn't add up to the picture that they're painting. The federal prosecution was totally weak. That shit was weak. Why would the federal defense say, why would they say, bring up some witnesses? That's dumb. They haven't proven their case for Diddy to bring witnesses. P. Diddy lawyers are very smart. They're very smart. No witnesses on P. Diddy's side. P. Diddy didn't testify. Do y'all understand the law for real like y'all think? Remember, the late Noble Drew Ali said, law governs all events. That's a true statement. It's a true statement because what do they tell you when they arrest you? You have a right to remain silent. You ain't P. Diddy ain't said a fucking word since his arrest to the other day when he told the judge, oh, you're doing a good job. And that was it. Y'all, Pete, he haven't said nothing. He haven't made look, P. Diddy never made a statement. He never fucking spoke. You got to see he's going to get out. He's going to get out. Even if they find him guilty or something, they probably give him some federal probation, or he might have to do a couple more years. But I don't even see that because the state charges the federal prosecution threw it all out. That's what locked him up. The state they gave him state charges, right, originally, and then the feds came and took him and added other charges. What people don't understand that the feds can use state charges against you, but the state can't use federal charges against you. Y'all ain't know that? Y'all ain't know that? And by him not having no more state charges, it'll be easy for President Donald Trump to pardon him. He already said if they find P. Diddy guilty, he's pardoning. And if the charges would have remained in the state, he wouldn't have been able to pardon him because each state is sovereign. That even the president, they don't have no power over the states, but they got the power over the federal jurisdiction. And because now P. Diddy is strictly federal, if they find him guilty, Donald Trump just gonna pardon him. If I'm lying enough, why you think OG Larry Hoover didn't come home? Yes, it's true. President Donald Trump did pardon Larry Hoover. Yes. But he only partnering with the feds, but he's still doing state time. If he ain't had no state and he was just partying on the federal, Larry Hoover would be home. This is simple mathematics. So now, let's go into some of this real quick. We're going to go to Jesse on Fire because he makes some powerful statements about this case. And then after that, we're going to get into my new interview, right? On DJ Genesis Alchemizing Energy, the Mighty Hebrew Break Silence, on his move to Africa and the American decline. So let's hear what Jesse on Fire say about this subject matter. Hallelujah.
Right here. Okay? Oh, not that one. This one. Diddy sued. This is the day that they're doing closing arguments.
Like a couple hours ago. Yeah.
Okay? At 3:09 p.m. Yeah, a couple hours ago. Diddy sued. You're about to get that Diddy love. He told me before alleged rape. And you're like,
Where were you during the trial?
What? Like, it's a civil trial. That's the thing is, I have to wonder, given the fact that there were so many horrific stories that Diddy had done in these civil trials, like, why are they not including him in the criminal trial? And is there a possibility that these are meant to smear him with the jury?
Smear the jury, yeah.
And swear, because it's like, they can't all be lying. And given the fact that...
You gotta hear that, y'all. So, you mean to tell me the last day of deliberation, y'all come out of nowhere with another silver lawsuit? Y'all don't see that this is a humiliation ritual? You never in y'all lives see them do this to any man ever in the history of us being in the United States on such a level like this. Lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, right? Listen, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you, this is what I believe happened. I believe that P. Diddy is a homo thug, right? He a homo thug. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, he was doing them freak offs. You know what I'm saying? He might have did a little thugging. You know what I mean? But it wasn't Rico. It was like a homo thug bully. Nigga just bully him. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like Rico conspiracy and none of that crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we know what this man like. Cause if you peep the men escorts, you know what I'm saying? Remember, it's the women that's posing. It's the ones that started the case against him. It wasn't even the male escorts. But that's really go deeper. Was it really the women? Or was it a hidden hand? Because P. Diddy start, you know, ruffling some feathers that he shouldn't have been ruffling, man. Y'all gotta look beyond the man, so to say. Y'all gotta look beyond the image of the man and see what they really talking about here. They showing you their power. Oh, especially when somebody take advantage, because many of them secret societies that's into that type of darkness, they don't want the world to know about that. They don't want the world to know their business. Shalom, shalom, Zaquain. I see you, Zaquain Anthony. Yahoo. So yeah, like I said though, it's just we gotta get out of this mind state of public opinion and deal with facts. Deal with facts. The case was weak. They didn't prove Rico conspiracy. They didn't prove anything. They didn't prove nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do see now there were elements of bribery. I seen certain things, but not enough. The most I could see them giving them is probably like a year probation, something like that. That's it, federal probation. That's because, and I'm saying because it was, he bribed some family and, you know, and something, and he gave the money back and something of that nature. But the whole point that I'm saying, that's about it. All this other stuff, these were willing adult participants, man. And y'all know I'm telling the truth, man. Y'all know these was willing adults, man. And see, I'm going to tell y'all what they did. Once they first publicly humiliated him in front of everybody, once he's labeled as a reject or a deviant, nobody not going to have, you know what I mean? The only one that had his back was Kanye West. That was the only one I seen openly defending P. Diddy and a couple others. But, and I'm not saying we should, defend him as, as he is, but I'm talking about the old saying, go two wrongs don't make a right. How you gonna get an evil regime? We talking about those that run the United States. That whole structure has always been the demise of Black America. Always. And anybody that sit up here and act like America is fair with us, if that's the case, then why that young boy who had to protect his life, why are they charging him with first degree murder all of a sudden? The one they bailed out. So we ain't never get no fair shot in the United States. Never. So they do this whole smear campaign, and you Negroes are so dumb because y'all don't like them. A lot of this is jealousy. And that's why you think they showed that, they leaked that video out of him beating on Cassie? Y'all thought that was a coincidence? Remember, that footage never supposed to have been leaked out. So who leaked it out? They went to court behind that and everything. That footage never supposed to have been leaked. And my whole thing is this. If you under a RICO indictment, why are you bringing up a domestic dispute and that ain't even one of his charges? See how they trying to paint a picture? You can't hide. That's irrelevant to the situation. You should have charged me with that, but they couldn't because he settled it out of a silver court. So in essence, you have the federal government breaking their own law. See, that's the thing about the United States rules of engagement. They can have a man that's a straight cold murderer. You like Sammy the snitching ass bull. He a fucking rat. Fuck him. I'm saying Sammy the bull, right? He did whatever they said he did. It is what it is. I'm not getting into detail. But he's supposed to have been, the man that made things quiet. But then you go do a deal with the government to turn on the late John Gotti. May he rest in completeness. Because he ain't never tell on a soul. John Gotti ain't never tell on nobody. That's a fact. But Sammy the Bull, he did what he did. The point that I'm saying is the government will know somebody that probably body 20, 30 people. And just to get the man they want, they're part and they give him immunity. But no, he's a straight killer. And put him on protective, custody, give him housing, change his identity, and all that. That's not justice. Where it tell you in the scripture that a person that's wicked or evil, they can be part and do whatever they want to do. Right? And that's how it go down. Oh yeah, I'll be there for the hip hop. That's why I'm an expert in the actual original origins of hip hop. That's why I tagged you and Princess Adaf, Rafa Allah, Yasha Allah, in my new joint I just did on the Killer Priest podcast. So y'all can watch, so y'all can see the true origin of hip hop go back to Black Americans. The Puerto Ricans and Jamaicans, they came later. That lie that Fat Joe said hip hop is 50-50. No. Anybody that know the origin of hip hop, it started in the southeast section of the Bronx and a project known as Bronxdale Projects. And it came from the baby Spades and the young Spades, who were part of an organization, an African-American organization known as the Black Spades. That's a historical fact. That's a historical fact. That's the origin of hip hop. You know what I mean? So we're definitely getting to that later. But getting back to this whole point about P. Diddy, y'all making this seem like, boom, this is a, this is a guilty man. Like they didn't prove their case. Anybody that understands federal law and state law, we could clearly see that this whole case was predicated on the smear campaign. Period. Shalom, shalom, my Israelite brother from India. That's it. Like I said, man, you know what I mean? It's a smear campaign. And what they doing is they using P. Diddy as the poster child to demonize Black America and the Israelite nation as a whole. Because the tents of Judah got to be first, correct? And the Black Americans is Judah, right? And other, Bantu-speaking tribes in Africa that have that connection. Throughout Africa, India, and the Sardis tribes and all that. So what I'm saying, right, to say all that, right, is to say they haven't proven their case with P. Diddy. I haven't seen it. This is why this happened. See, don't let them fool you. This is why this had to occur. Kidnapping, arson, and trafficking charges dropped against Diddy. Yeah, they had to drop it because they never proved the case. So now the state don't have no power. It's all federal. Even if they find Puff guilty of something, if he do any type of time, President Donald Trump already said he gonna pardon him. That's why they had to drop them state charges. Now the state don't have no power. California, Florida, nor New York, they don't have no power. Shit. P. Diddy is a very smart man. He never made a statement. Now, that's not get it twisted. P. Diddy's a straight cold weirdo. He's a creep. But what crime did he actually commit? These were willing participants in that wicked world that they in. Everything that you do have rules of engagement. We Israelites, we uphold the Torah. The rules of engagement, if you violate Torah, there's certain consequences. When you in that world dealing with them people, you're going to be dealing with some real evil shit. And Puff, he scratched a little bit too hard. Said, look, we got to shut this nigga up. He got too much power. But what we gonna do, why you think Jay-Z so quiet? He's been like that for a long, because Jay-Z understand. Jay-Z understand. On the real, he the most powerful black man in the world right now, Jay-Z. You got to see how he moving. He one of the most powerful black men in the world, Jay-Z. He know to shut up. When you dealing with them evil, wicked, dark forces, and they all into the occult and all that shit, they say, you know what, P. Diddy, you doing too much. We gonna publicly humiliate you and then let you go. Shabbat shalom, Lord. Then we gonna let you go. We gonna show the world how ugly you are. Like, people ain't know P. Diddy was dyeing his hair and all that shit. Now when you watch the court, his hair all gray and all that. Come on, man. We gonna unmask you, nigga. That's what they're doing. This don't got nothing to do with justice. Y'all thought this had something to do with justice? Y'all crazy. Y'all stupid. If y'all believe that all this got something to do with justice, y'all fooling yourselves. This has nothing to do with justice. Nothing. Let's explore it. Let's explore it and see if it really got anything to do with justice. Let's get it.
That the CEO of Diageo, which is the company that is owned by BlackRock, that he sued and extracted hundreds of millions of dollars from, that I believe is the reason this is happening. I found out that the CEO is like a former deputy director of the CIA or something. Okay, like we're talking like straight up deep state. All right.
Do you hear this? Do you hit? Come on, man. Y'all playing games. He sued that Black Rock company that's being controlled by a head nigga from the CIA. And I'm going to tell you straight up about this man. Y'all know he's a UFC fighter. Y'all know Jesse. Everything Jesse come with, that should be facts. All his shit be, I'm not saying everything, but most of the stuff Jesse be saying, it be facts, yo. And you can fact check what he's saying. I'm telling you. Listen, y'all. The CIA, let's get it.
Oh, that the CEO is like a former deputy director of the CIA or something. Okay, like we're talking like
the
CEO
is the former director of the CIA. Come on, man. Y'all see what's going on here? Y'all see what's going on here? Okay.
Up deep state, all right? And the fact that this case just dropped today, I'm like, that is so suspicious to me that all of these civil cases are horseshit that I don't even know what to, like, you're about to get that.
All these civil cases are horseshit. Diddy sued, you're about to get that Diddy love. He told me before, alleged rape. Y'all believe this fucking bullshit? Come on, man. All right, man. Y'all believe anything, man. Y'all believe anything. Right at the very end, the CEO of that Black Rock is the former director of the CIA, and he sued P. Diddy, sued them for millions. Okay, man. Okay.
Diddy love. Listen, like, is that a thing that rapists say to people? Like, I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience.
We did hear one crazy audio from Diddy, so maybe.
But that's him being a pimp creep. Like rapist.
Maybe. I don't know. So you think that all the civil cases are not
I
real?
don't think that. I think that it is wildly suspicious the fact that none of those famous civil cases have been included in the criminal case at all. Like, none of it.
Yeah, the question is why.
Exactly.
Were they either not legit or they, for some reason, didn't want to
Right.
it? I see in the chat, too, y'all are talking about the kids. Same thing.
Exactly.
Like,
Where
is all of this in the trial?
Right. Y'all got to remember how they publicly humiliated the man. They said he raped these kids. Why all these silver cases you don't see none in this fucking trial, dog? They made that stuff up so we would have a hate for Puff. Because if you being accused of touching some kids, come on, man. You know how that look in the eyes of public opinion? But the thing is, where the kids? Y'all so discombobulated. The things that they built around social media, nothing has been made manifest. Where is that? They're not even talking about none of this stuff in trial. Because it was lies. It was lies, man. Listen, let's keep going.
That makes you wonder. I mean, if it were true, you would think it would be, and you hope it would be in the trial.
Right.
You charge him with RICO, which means you can fold everything under one umbrella if it's even moderately credible. Okay, like why? If you're running a racketeer, influence, corrupt organizations trial, okay, you don't have to try each one of them at once. Like you can bring all of these accusers in if they're even a little bit credible. Okay, and so now we get to the point where they're closing arguments. There are no more witnesses. The trial is over. There's no more like, oh, more people are coming in. All of the experts are saying it all comes down to Cassie's testimony, which means the entire trial comes down to that he was running a racketeering or a RICO in order to get pussy from his girlfriend. Like,
damn!
This comes down to like this. That's
damn!
This guy was running he was basically the.
Come on! How is it all on Cassie when they already had a silver suit? Come on, man. She was a participant. They gave her immunity. One person? Come on, man. They had no proof, man. All the drugs, they couldn't charge him with no drugs, nothing. Because they were all taking it on themselves. This is dumb. Yo, that was some, yo, Jesse. Give Jesse his props for that. What happened?
That's the case?
That's the entire case.
This guy was running he was...
Come on, give it to us. Give it to us, man.
Racketeering or a RICO in order to get pussy from his girlfriend? Like, that's what this comes down to? Like, that's the case?
That's the entire case.
This guy was running he was basically the same as Cassie's testimony, which means the entire trial comes down to that he was running, there's no more like, oh, more people are coming in. All of the experts are saying it all comes down to Cassie's testimony, which means the entire trial comes down to that he was running a racketeering or a RICO in order to get pussy from his girlfriend. Like,
y'all hear this, man? Oh my God. Y'all was demonizing. Listen, the creepy stuff he do, we know it's wicked and it's worthy of death in our culture. But we talking about what they charging the man. What they charged him, what they didn't prove it. That's the point. This is the dumbest trial I ever seen in my life, yo. The dumbest trial I ever seen in my life. Listen.
Comes down to that he was running a racketeering or a RICO in order to get pussy from his girlfriend. Like, that's what this comes down to? Like, that's the case?
That's the entire case.
This guy was running he was basically the same as the Italian mafia, except instead of wanting money, he wanted to have sex with his girlfriend and watch her have sex with other guys. You're all, wait, that's really your case? And then this coming out that day, I'm like, this is so sus, dude. Why would this happen right now? Where's this person been this whole time? Like, you know, you just dropped that right now? Exactly.
There are like hundreds of civil cases, right?
But they filed it today. Like, during closing arguments, like, that's not rigged. Okay, Diddy's being sued by a man who claims Diddy sodomized him at a house party after telling him, you're about to get that Diddy love. Now, that is false. Given that recording.
Not given the recording.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't see. I told y'all. I'm telling y'all, Diddy gonna walk. I told y'all. See, it was all about stuff. It was about humiliation. He scratched somebody back too hard. And we already seen that the group that he sued for millions of dollars, Black Rock, the CEO of Black Rock is the former director of the CIA. Come on, man. This is dumb. Y'all supposed to prove RICO. So that's organized crime with the Italian mafia or the Russian mafia or that. So who are the participants in this RICO conspiracy? They didn't prove anything. Anybody that think that they proved anything is just, no disrespect, they dumb as hell. They don't know nothing about why you think. Listen, even Donald Trump said, if y'all find him guilty, I'm going to pardon him. And you know what they did? The state in California, Florida, and New York, they charged them under the Mann Act, which was it was a racist act that started with Jack Johnson, the boxer, in 1911, man. Know y'all history, man. Kidnapping, arson, and trafficking charges dropped. They had to drop that shit. There's no that is what brought him to the feds to indict him under RICO. Puff Daddy is very smart. He did not testify. Why should you have to testify to something you know nothing about? Why bring witnesses to a situation that you know nothing about? See, y'all looking like, oh, he should have spoke. No, y'all don't know y'all right. Right? Don't it tell you have a right to remain silent? Puff Daddy never gave no statement. He never said not one word. Only one thing he said. He said to the judge, you're doing a good job. And that was it. Y'all thought he was going to jail? He not going to, I mean, yeah, he in jail now, but nah, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. Y'all got to see what's going on. It's the powers that be that say, okay, we may not lock you up too long, but we're going to humiliate you and let everybody know about your dark secrets and the things you like to do. And the things they would, you can't call participants victims. How Cassie married to P. Diddy's trainer and texting P. Diddy talking about, I want you to urinate on me. This is after she's married, man. Y'all really thought that girl was a victim? Cassie wasn't no victim. Now, don't get it twisted. He did beat Cassie up. But that ain't got nothing to do with the case. That's a domestic dispute that was settled in civil court. That's why he gave her the $30 million. And if you're dealing in civil court, you can't bring it up. But the feds can deal with certain state and federal matters. They can do that, whereas though state and silver can't deal with federal. It's very tricky. The feds got room to bend. They had to publicly, through public opinion, humiliate the man first. This is a cult ritual. Y'all playing. Y'all actually thought this shit was justice. Y'all thought they looking for justice and we're going to get P. Diddy and he's the devil. Man, this shit bigger than P. Diddy, man. Nino Brown said, this bigger than Nino Brown, man. What y'all thought? Check it out.
Diddy love. Stay in the light, girl. Hey, you got you that contract.
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't like hearing about you throwing up and all that. I was like, damn.
It does make you wonder, though. Like, you just don't, I don't know what to believe.
Yeah.
Like, because if they were left out of the trial.
Stop. I don't know what to believe. Shout out to Jesse, man, from UFC. This brings up what is called, in the court of law, reasonable doubt. Reasonable doubt. When you're dealing in fast, the jury has to come back with beyond reasonable doubt. Y'all don't know y'all don't know what's going on. She like, I don't know what to believe. So there's doubt. Because you don't know what to believe. You don't think the jury thinking the same thing? Watch.
Other level of crazy.
Yeah. And hey, he's being sued by a guy named Brandon Adams.
That sounds like a real person.
Yeah. Hey, he's being sued by Timothy Smith, Patrick Miller, Brandon Adams, and Yokambi. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just fucking weird, dude.
It is weird.
It's super weird.
The timing is suspicious for sure.
In the lawsuit obtained by TMZ, and again, I feel like I have to say this every single time we do this, okay?
Diddy is a
bad person.
We do not
definitely
like him.
Beats up girls. He is a piece of shit. But beating women is not a RICO case. And the fact that the person who's trying this case is Maureen Comey, okay?
She knows what she's doing, or she should.
She's James Comey's daughter. She tried Ghislaine Maxwell in the most well-known, like, kitty trafficking case ever. And there's not a single person that she trafficked kids to on trial. Where are all they at? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Okay. So, in the lawsuit, Adams claims he got an invite from a chauffeur he met at an LA gas station. He showed up. Yeah. He's like, so I was filling up my car, and this dude rolled up and was like, you got to get some of that Diddy Disney.
Ew.
He met at LA gas. When he showed up, he says he was told to keep his phone in the car. Inside the bash, he claims he saw celebs, but didn't interact with any of them. So there's no witnesses, unfortunately. Right. And he had some alcoholic drinks that made him feel dizzy. Oh my God. Wait, did he drug someone? I've never heard that story before. This is all super original. Adams claims he found an empty bedroom, collapsed onto the bed, and fell unconscious. Okay. He says the next thing he remembers is the feeling of a hand unbuckling his belt. He says he asked what was going on and heard a man's voice he believes was Diddy's answer. You're about to get that Diddy love. Hey, this sounds super believable to me, you guys. This sounds super believable to me. He's all, what's going on? Is someone playing with my pants? He's all, and there was Diddy, and he said, take that, take that, take that. Just like in the music videos. And then he was like, you're about to get that Diddy love. That's so stupid.
It's absurd. Yeah, I mean, it makes you wonder, though.
It's so dumb. That's a dumbass story. Okay? In the suit, he claims he was rolled on his stomach and on his side and told, don't worry, you're about to get a great massage. He says he turned his head and saw Diddy sodomize him.
He saw it?
Wait, he saw it? Yeah, hey. He's all, be honest.
I don't know what's going on.
I have really gotten pounded hard up there. And so, I actually didn't even notice that I was being raped. And so I looked, I'm like, oh my gosh. Is that P. Diddy who was sodomizing me?
It's weird.
So dumb. He tried to protest, but Diddy grabbed the back of his neck and threatened him by reciting the information on his jumpsuits. Dude, this is retard status, okay? He's literally in the middle of raping him, and he's all, can you please stop? And he's all, hey, grabs the back of his neck, he's all, 124 Broadway Terrace. You think that I don't remember your address? The guy's all, fine, just take it. Just don't come to my house or something. Which Adam says had been scanned by security upon entry. He says Diddy finished up and left the room. And Adams, he felt pain and a vile sensation.
Huh.
He claims he tried to confront Diddy, but was intercepted by security guards who carried him into another room and told him he could either play along and leave the party.
This is the guy that was so incapacitated that he had to go lay down and pass out, but then he wakes up and has the wherewithal to go try and hunt down Diddy.
Yeah, 1 second, he's all, is someone playing with my belt? Buckle. It's like, he looks up, he's all, I'm being sodomized. Right afterwards, he's all, excuse me.
Yeah, underneath.
Where is Diddy? Where is Puff
And
Daddy?
he remembers this all with shocking, detail.
And listen, hey, intercepted, carried him to another room and told him he could either play along and leave the party like nothing happened, or leave the hard way.
That doesn't sound like.
He says he played along and was told to sign an NDA. Yeah, they're all, hey, this non-disclosure agreement says you can't ever talk about the violent rape that just happened here. He's all, fine. They're all, am I getting any money? They're all, no. But you don't have to leave the hard way once you've signed this, Because I just didn't want to leave the hard way. It's all, what was the hard way? It's like, I don't know. I just signed it.
Just didn't want to do that.
He claims once he signed, he was escorted to the exit and allowed to leave. But he says he got pulled over on his way home and arrested for DUI, which he blames on the lingering effects of the drugs he unknowingly consumed. Wait, so supposedly happened?
No.
Did he even say it?
It's a good story to get out of a DUI, though.
2021. Yeah. Hey, John Jones.
Maybe he's still fighting it. He's like, it was Diddy.
Yeah. No, that he just found out from his attorney. He's like, they're going to take your license for 2 years. He's all, the hell they are. I've got it. I've got it, dude. What if I told you the truth for the first time, attorney, and I was drugged and raped by P. Diddy? He's all, drugged and raped by P. Diddy. He's all, that's what happened. And here's exactly how it happened. His lawyer's all, this sounds very believable. Go ahead and file it, dude.
But we'll sell it to TMZ.
We'll sell it to TMZ. Oh my, wait, please tell me Tony Busby is his attorney. Please, God, tell me that is his attorney, because I just saw his face.
I saw the photo, but we don't know.
Oh my God, we're going to all find out together. Okay. Adams is suing Diddy for sexual assault, and he's going after him for damages. There's Tony Busby. Oh my God, this fucking dude is absolutely shameless, man.
It really is.
Tony Busby doesn't give up.
He'll take any case.
Hey, Busby, I don't want any problems, dude. Okay? No problems at all.
No.
I love what you're doing. You're fighting the good fight.
And respect.
You are the man. You are a ruthless savage. Like, a ruthless savage. He did the Shannon Sharp one. The Shannon Sharp one where the girl's all, yes, I was violently raped, and that was on December 1st, and then again on December 10th, and again on January 10th, and again on whatever. They're like, wait, you said violently raped? Like, yes, held down, beaten, and and then you met up with him 3 more times. Like, yes. And and here are these text messages where you said, I want you to choke me and then give me your I don't know, some disgusting way of talking about cum. Like, and then you edited together some video that was clearly.
And he's the one that had the case with the chick who
was lying.
Said that her dad picked her up.
Exactly. He's the one who had the 13-year-old. She's all Jay-Z, Beyonce, J-Lo, Diddy, and Hood Charlotte. They all ran a train on me. It's like, oh, they did? She's like, yes, I was 13. And then my dad picked me up. Dad's all, I literally have no idea what she's talking about. and then he also got, what's his name? Andrew Tate.
Yeah.
When the girl, that was the girl that she's like, yes, he, said whatever, and you're all, and you like look at the text message, you're all, this is obviously role, like, if you don't want to get choked, Andrew Tate's not your guy,
I think every woman knows that.
The baby gravy. That's exactly right.
Ew.
That is exactly what you said, dude.
Blech.
I want you to choke me and then give me that baby gravy. Dude, a girl could be, like, I could be single, ready to mingle, and a girl could be a 10. And if she was like, give me that baby gravy, I'd be like, Jesus. There are so many ways you could have asked for that in ways that would have been hot. That's disgusting. Baby gravy.
I can't shake that one.
The fuck's wrong with you, you trashy little whore? Right after I give you my baby gravy.
Ugh.
Oh my God, that is
that's crazy.
That is wild, dude. Okay, so let's see, but also here is what they said about the actual. Oh, that's the wrong story.
Busby just won't stop. Busby is out of order. He totally out of order. Did you have enough of how Jay-Z had you stop practicing law throughout all 5 boroughs? You tried to come after Jay-Z. Jay-Z destroyed you, Busby.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Hey, Carmelo Anthony got charged. So the video of the murders, Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, the one he stabbed the kid in Texas. So
there's a video.
Oh my gosh! A bunch of I think it was like 3 or 4 journalists were allowed to see the video and then report what they saw. There's literally no violence at all. There's nothing like that. Then the the district attorney charged him with first-degree murder. Like, it's like he's cooked. Like, because now that people have seen the video,
you're saying no violence on Austin's behalf.
Exactly.
Like, there was no.
Like, there's nothing that you can even moderately say was self-defense. And after that, okay, they already raised $750,000 for the kid.
Yeah.
Or for the thing. And they came out there all, hey, now we need $1.4 million.
A new one or?
I'm pretty sure it's a new one. $1.4 million.
Damn.
You're all, where's the money from, where's the $750,000? Okay, hang on. So it's first degree, during the time in jail, launched a fundraiser, yada, yada. Now the family has increased the fundraiser after raising over $500,000. And
same one.
Yeah, and his statement is asking, updating the target to $1.4 million.
Damn.
I mean, if they are going to listen, if they're going to spend that money on his defense, I got no issue with the family raising money to try to save their son's life at all. I got no issue with the mom, dad, nobody. I got no issue with
parents
that at all.
Parents will do whatever they can for their kid. 100%.
Exactly. But let's be clear here. Anybody who's thinking about donating to this, the kid took a knife to a track meet. Okay. To a track meet, had been like busted at school with knives multiple times. I don't know what the fuck, and the guy's like, hey, you got to get out from under our tent. He's all, try to make me, fucker. And the guy's all, no, you got to go. And he's all, murder. You're all, you want to donate to that guy's defense? Like, why? They're all, he's black. You're all, he's black. They're all, and the guy stabbed his wife. You're all, that, you want to put your name on that?
It's just sad.
So dumb. Okay, but here's what we were actually. This is what we were actually.
I can't even think about that, Austin. That makes me so sad.
I know. That's why I'm trying to make a joke and not think about it.
Sorry.
It's too sad. So okay, check this out. So this is final closing arguments. They said Diddy looked down as the Cassie vid was shown for the last time. Prosecutors slammed his attempts to cover his tracks in final argument.
Final time? How many times do they have to watch the video?
Probably
oh my gosh.
You would think. So they're saying he looked defeated throughout most of the closing arguments by the prosecution, who hammered their case to jurors and urged them to hold the music mogul accountable. Okay, let me ask you this. If you're sitting in a room and you have some of the most capable, intelligent people in the world talking for 3 hours, making you out to be the worst human being on earth, and you are not allowed to get mad. You're not like, dude.
What do you look like?
Yeah, you're just like, hey, you sit there and you're like, you're making like balloon animals and shit. You're like,
paper airplane.
yeah, here, go give this to a child. I'm sure there's a hungry child that would be very happy with this elephant balloon animal I made. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, I don't know.
There's no right look for that moment. Yeah.
I can't fucking believe that this trial turned me into a person who feels like the right thing is for Diddy to get exonerated. I can't believe it.
You believe in the legal system or you don't. I think that's like really what it comes down to. There's no question that he's a bad guy. Like,
yes.
Diddy is a terrible, terrible guy. But you either believe that you're going to be judged and held accountable for things based on the law as it stands, or that people are just going to be found guilty because they're not good people.
Dude.
Like, I want to believe in...
Exactly. You don't just get to be like, put him in jail for this thing that he did not like, because he did this. Like, anyway, but check this out, dude. My show with Brendan Schaub is apparently up, you guys. Let's go look at that real quick. I didn't realize it was up already, dude. Yeah, so me and Brendan Schaub are doing a new show on on his network. It's like we're gonna do it for all the clearly. Just say, yes, he beat the shit out of me all the time. He's a bad dude. Participating in this trial, no victim of sex trafficking. Was she forced into the swinger lifestyle? Cassie's a victim of domestic violence? Straightforward. Like, I don't think that... I think that Cassie's a victim of domestic violence. 100%. Absolutely 100%. She's a victim of domestic violence. Yeah. There is no question about that. No one would argue that. Is she a victim of sex trafficking? Was she forced into the swinger lifestyle? No. Like, no, I don't believe that even a little bit. You know, and actually, the more I think about the fact that she's participating in this trial, knowing that like they're trying to put him in prison for life for sex trafficking, and she's acting as if she was like a sex trafficking victim, is ridiculous. And I'm like, that's fucking insane.
Low.
Just say, yes, he beat the shit out of me all the time. He's a bad dude that beats up girls, but like, I don't know.
Thanks, Brian. That was sweet. Who got the membership?
Ooh, who did get the membership? Looks like John Emerson.
Hey.
Yeah. Did you text them to come up?
I did. I texted Giselle.
Hey, I'll tell you guys why that's so funny. It's because I always, remember I used to always make fun of
Unique.
Unique.
You'll never forget that man's name.
Yeah, Unique is like Brendan Schaub, for the first time this week, is realizing that his audience does not want to hear him talk about microphones anymore. And I can't help myself. Like, I love imitating his voice so much. Hey, come here, baby.
You or Georgia, or both of you. Excellent.
Hey, guys, I want you guys
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the name? Here, get in here. What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the name Brendan Schaub?
Did you say it?
No. Like, how do you guys say it every time?
Oh, Brendan Schaub.
That's not their best effort, but they imitate the way I do. Okay, ready, go.
Brendan. Do it.
Brendan Schaub.
Okay, you guys beat it. Good job.
Thank you for participating.
Okay, so I've been missing a lot of lives because I've been working overnights, 5 a.m. Nice to finally get on one. And yes, I'm at work. Dude, thank you for hanging out, my dude.
Georgia wants to
and Constitutional $5.
Super chat.
Can I get a shout out for my channel launch tomorrow? And what you think about Vice Mayor and Cali? Hilarious. And yes, Constitutional News Network. There you go. Shout out. Launch that channel, bro.
Georgia wants super chat.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be done. We're gonna be done in 2 minutes. Is the food here yet?
Georgia thinks if
Gabrielle,
she sits, I don't think so. Georgia thinks if she sits on camera with us that she gets all the super chats. So
she gets $1 per super. Yeah, Constitutional News Network. Congratulations on your new channel, dude. Dude, making you a moderator would be more effort than me finding it myself. I appreciate you. We're gonna get out of here in a second.
Yeah, we got dinner.
But what was the other thing I was going to say? I can't remember now. Sam Wilson gets 5 memberships. Hey, listen.
Wow.
The members only section has some absolutely awesome content in it. Like,
Can't go out
where
here.
I've told stories that I would never tell on the channel, like, you know, so it wasn't behind the paywall, and so on, so forth.
Did you order on DoorDash?
I did. Yeah, it says it'll be here. Oh,
Tomorrow.
it says it'll be here between
Right now.
1 minute ago and 2 minutes from now.
Beautiful.
So,
I'm hungry.
all right, guys. You guys are the best. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to me and Gabrielle's
Okay,
channel.
okay.
Link is in the description.
So as y'all can see, it's a bunch of games that they playing, and that's just the reality. That's just facts. So this is part 1. We'll be back a little later on with part 2 with the decline of America in my interview. Hallelujah. Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism has risen.